Creative media and design is an opportunity for students to explore the creative media industry through either filmmaking, such as small shorts, or through publishing materials, such as comic books and magazines. It is a billion-pound industry, an international industry that is always growing, and that most of our students are familiar with nowadays, even from watching simple things like YouTube or TikTok videos, to reading comic books, magazines, or the latest news articles on their phones. The course is structured to follow the standard creative media process, so pre-production, production, and post-production. By mimicking this process, we are able to deliver a real-world experience to what would be done in industry, and also gives a clear structure to the workshops. For instance, pre-production will involve planning to a brief, coming up with the initial concepts and designs, and then storyboarding if it's to do with a film, or what we call negatives if it's to do with publishing. And then you move on to the production process, which is the bulk of the making of the materials. So if you are doing film, you are filming and collecting raw footage. Whereas with publishing, you would be actually writing out any articles or storyline and actually creating the images that would be needed for that. We then go on to post-production, which is the editing of the film together, or the final editing and publishing of the publishing materials. Why study creative media and design? Well, for me, it's quite simple. Creative media and design allows students to develop their creativity and independence through project-led learning, giving them a great sense of autonomy over their education. It is an opportunity to develop a unique set of skills and familiarity with programs they may not come across in other subjects. The key areas that we develop are leadership skills, teamwork skills, digital and IT skills, presentation, communication, independence, but also obviously focusing a lot on creativity and developing our creative skills. That allows us to underpin critical thoughts and allows us to start imagining problem solving outside of boxes. Creative media and design meets the national curriculum by following the design, make, evaluate steps that are required of the technology national curriculum. We design in the pre-production stage, we make in the production and post-production stage, and we evaluate throughout. Going back to that three-part structure of pre-production, production, and post-production, we are able to factor in stages of self, peer, and formative evaluation, where we can give feedback on our own and other people's projects and give them areas to develop and continue. I myself hold a degree in film and moving image production with a specialism in animation, and I spent 3 years doing that. I also have quite an avid interest in graphical art and spend a lot of my time when I'm not teaching focusing on comic book art, focusing on board game development, those sorts of creative publishing interests and skills. I've been making short films and animations for nearly 10 years now, though not in a formal sense. So I have gathered a lot of skills from both my university and actual hands-on work. So when it comes to filmmaking, for instance, or when it even comes to the illustration and digital art side of things, I've got a wealth of knowledge that I can use to back up my teaching. Possible career pathways and next steps are limitless. Creativity, like I said, underpins problem solving. And so all of those skills that we develop in creative media and design will allow easy transferability to other subjects. If you are looking to take this as a GCSE, we do offer the BTEC Creative Media Production as a GCSE, which this feeds into very nicely. Obviously, the skills that we learn in creative media and design are directly transferable to the BTEC. You could even go on to study BTEC Level 3 in creative media or national media. You could go to take on an apprenticeship within the creative media industry at Film 4, Disney, Pixar, those sorts of areas. It ties in very well with the after-school extracurricular activities that we have in the form of Stop Motion Club. And in general, it is a fantastic way to just generate some autonomous learning that allows you to explore your own desire for certain subjects. If you do end up in the creative media industry, I am sure that one day I will see your name in headlights in Hollywood as the director or the producer or the cinematographer or as the artist or scriptwriter of the next big thing. That is why you should choose creative media and design.